But that depends, of course, on whether you like rye bread flavor, I would well imagine. And I love rye bread on things like, Reuben sandwich, which I can't eat anymore, sadly enough.
Choking to death on my own saliva, choking to death, it's a thing to do. Choking to death on my own saliva, look at me now, I'm turning blue.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and oy vey. This is literally like the 17th time I have tried to record this. I keep having breaks of just uncontrollable coughing or some such thing occurring 2 or some such minutes into it. It is joyous this morning. But it is gray, diffuse light outside. It is warm. I am overly warm, even with my window open, but my door is shut and I'm moving around, so when I get active, I heat up quickly. So, yay, I'm joyous. But past that, the globe is spinning. It is another day. I am metabolizing, and hopefully you are as well. And oy vey, like I say, I've had to restart this so many times. It's absolutely crazy. Hopefully I'm not just going to break out into another horrific coughing fit for like 5 minutes. And of course, front loading of videos. Thumbs up. If you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't, that'd be very awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that'd be very cool. And I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people help to keep me and my pets alive, and I appreciate that to no end. Without their help, I would be hosed like a little literal Christmas monkey, and being hosed like a Christmas monkey is no way to be hosed. If you would like to help me and my pets stay alive, that would be awesome. And there are links to my Patreon in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there are links to a PayPal. And if you'd like to help me out without sending money, there's links to an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. Yay! And front loading of videos over. Oy vey. Whew. Overly warm again. Oh man. But if I have my fan on, it is so loud and distracting while I'm trying to record, so yay. Past that, not a whole lot has been happening. I mean, after I vlogged yesterday, I just tried my best to survive. I had a period where I fell asleep for about an hour, and I didn't feel good when I woke up, so likely I stopped breathing for way too long because of my sleep apnea. On the other hand, I do know why I fell asleep. I am gluten intolerant. If I eat gluten products, I tend to fall asleep. I ate some donuts yesterday. And so, yeah, I fell into a gluten coma a while afterward when my body started processing that stuff. That's one of the side effects. If you're gluten intolerant, you get sleepy. You fall asleep. So that was my fault. Yay. And of course there's bloating and pain abdominally. It's no fun. I gotta stop eating gluten stuff, even though donuts taste real good. And of course on Thursday my housemates came back from being out at their relative's place because it's been no fun out there for them. Just a lot of people, a lot of activity in a small area, and not your own bed, not your own stuff. So they're finally back, and for me, I do better with people around. I don't necessarily need to interact with people, but I need to be around human activity, human artifacts. And with them gone, it's been just no one here. Dark, empty, silent. So yeah, do I like it better when there's no one else around? Well, yeah, I am a recluse, so of course I like it when there's no one around. On the other hand, when there's no one around, I begin to hear my thoughts echoing off the walls, and that ain't healthy either. So there's comfort, and then there's mental stuff, so yay. So they're back, and that's good. Definitely a thumbs up. Yay. Past that, I have just been trying to play what video games I can, listen to what music that I can, and be as active as I can. Trying not to fall asleep when I'm excuse me, when I'm not going into a gluten coma, but just existing, trying my best, listening to music, and still again, listening to a lot of butthole surfers, because, reminds me of the 80s when I was first listening to them when I was in my 30s. So that's a thumbs up. Oh, I was working as a nurse's aide. Late 80s, God golly, Miss Molly. I started as a nurse's aide in the 1989, and then it was early 90s when I started listening to butthole surfers and such like that. Also, it was in the early 90s that I started taking LSD like it was candy. There was one beautiful, beautiful time that I started about 3 hours before work ended. I dropped my first tab. And then every 4 hours, I took another tab of LSD. And I did that for over 24 hours. I had the money, I had the time, I had the days off. It was something that you should never do, especially since you don't know what's in street stuff. Don't take street stuff, especially with as much fentanyl that's out there, and fentanyl will make you no longer alive. And they put fentanyl in everything, so don't take street stuff is my official stance. But hokey smokes. I'm not quite sure why I brought that up again, but still, thumbs up for that. Life is life. There's a lot of stuff that I've done in my life that it's stuff you wouldn't expect from looking at me, but still, that's cool. Yay. Past that, not a whole lot, because not able to take any good ADHD meds, and was talking with somebody online where they had discovered, the use of people were using a lot of caffeine, people that they hadn't even suspected who had ADHD, and then discovering that they just only use caffeine, because there are a lot of people that just use caffeine. Oh, I wish that my ADHD was that mild. I can sleep when I take caffeine, yeah, but it only helps for focusing a bit, just a touch. You're only supposed to take maximum 400 milligrams of caffeine daily. I take 200 milligram capsules of caffeine, and it doesn't get me jittery. My body slows down where I will actually fall asleep again during the middle of the day after I take caffeine and it starts to process in my body. As stated, I can take 200 milligram tablet of caffeine and I fall asleep at night. I sleep so much better after taking one of these than when I don't. You're only supposed to take 400 milligrams maximum. I will sometimes go through 7 or 8 of them. It's a lot. And does my body just go ramped up with high blood pressure? No. And only after I started taking Ritalin have I had a problem with my blood pressure. Before that, when I was taking, a full gram or more of caffeine, my blood pressure was like 115 over 70. So yeah, I got pretty severe ADHD. I wish caffeine alone would do the trick. But still, people learning, and that's a good thing too. What else do I have on my list? Because there's not a lot. But one of the things is I sometimes worry about dementia. Not so much because it's in my family. It apparently doesn't run through at least my mother's side. Nobody on my mother's side that I know of, I ever heard of, had dementia. And within the general population of the United States, there's only about 10 to 15% of adults suffer from some form of dementia. So you are not going to automatically become, demented and senile when you get older, but it does happen to about 15%. So there's always a threat and a danger as you get older. I was out walkies the other day, and I was thinking of everybody in my life, and I was thinking of my 3 stepsisters. And I remembered the name of my first stepsister, and I remembered the name of my second stepsister, and I could not, for the life of me, remember the name of my third stepsister. I knew the name of her husband, and I could remember the face, but I could not tell you what her name was, and it took a full day to remember that. So there were mild dementia fears, but of course I'm also out of sight, out of mind because of my ADHD. I forget often that I have a flesh and blood sister that I grew up with. So, yay. But taking back a look on my list here, there's another thing that I had watched and listened to, and I can't remember what video it was or who it was that made the video, but it's important to remember in bad times, it won't change your situation, but it'll help reframe it inside of your head. That not all of everything bad that happens from people that appears to be deliberate malice is deliberate malice. Sometimes a human being is gonna pitch a rock through your window, not because they hate you, not because of your ideologies or any of your belief systems, but just because when you've got a lot of time and nothing to really fill it with, sometimes you wonder, hey, I wonder what it'll sound like if I pitch a rock through that window. And then they do it. Boredom with no way to fill it. Curiosity with no way to be enriched. Sometimes people pitch a rock through your window just because they want to hear the crash smash and then, hey, from inside. And then, oh, you just fulfilled their curiosity. Joy on that. So remember, just as they say that do not attribute malice to everything and every action from people, because sometimes it's just sheer incompetence. It's like sometimes what appears to be direct malice is just boredom with no good way to fill it. And if you got no good way to fill it, you're gonna find a bad way to fill it. So it doesn't help your situation. You still had a rock pitched through your window, but at least you know it's not because of necessarily a crowd of people with pitchforks, but just some random clown who goes, that's what that sounds like. So thumbs up. And of course, I really do not want to even think about and have not been able to fully process everything that has gone south here in the United States so quickly. I do not like what is happening at all. At all. So far we have things like No, I can't. I'm unable to process it yet. All I can say is, with everything that is happening in the United States right now, God's above, I wish I did not live here. And on a non-existentially depressing note, I was asked in the comments by Jesse Koskinen, and I'm not going to be able to pronounce this properly, if I had ever tried the Finnish treat of Mämmi. It's M and then an A with the, well, in German those would be umlauts, an A with two dots over the top, and then MMI. And it's kind of a rye flour that's not really, I can't really describe it. It's a rye flour, rye bread type Easter pudding thing. I've never tried it. Looking it up online, it's described as, it's not terrible, but it's not really good either. But that depends, of course, on whether you like rye bread flavor, I would well imagine. And I love rye bread on things like, Reuben sandwich, which I can't eat anymore, sadly enough. Or there's those rye bread chip things and snack assortment stuff, which again, I can't eat anymore. But at times I've really enjoyed it. It's never been anything I've sought out. I've never actually just eaten rye bread on its own. If I could find a way to devour some of this Easter, some Finnish Easter pudding, then yeah, I'd give it a shot. That'd be kind of cool. I do enjoy trying new things. That is a good thing. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people, it isn't many, who left me comments in the past 24 hours. But anything above 0 is awesome, so thank you. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I do have an itchy upper lip though. Huh. Itchy. And even though I count American Sign Language, well, you've seen how my brain works. Let me call it my Chrome. We have J-A-Y, thumbs up and thank you. Good to see you in the comments. Jesse Koskinen, and always good to see you in the comments. Kryptonite, thank you very, very much. And it is weird, everybody in Morrowind, they just move and fall off stuff. They did a lot of bug fixing. They just didn't do the bug fixing. There is Restless Boy, thumbs up and thank you. Ben B, thumbs up and greatly appreciate. Good to see you. Loco 5, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. And hey, writing is very, very cool. Good to hear of you doing that, and good to see you in the comments. We have Adrian, thumbs up, and hey, those assassins they're good farming for cash. They are frightening, but fun that way. And good to see you in the comments. Chris Browning, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. And then we have Pepto, thumbs up, and thank you very, very much. There's John Brown, greatly appreciated. And that is it. 10 people in the last 24 hours who left me comments. Thumbs up and thank you. You get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people. If only for a short time, and if only in text. But thumbs up for that, greatly appreciated. Well, hokey smokes, it being a weekend, there's no great amount of stuff to do or ways that I can do them. So it's another slow, lazy type weekend. Hopefully you can relax. Hopefully that would be good, because right now it certainly feels like there's a ton of pressure on everybody. But you need to relax sometime. Do your best. And of course, with all those diseases out there, and there are lots of them, and not all of them are pandemics. I mean, we're talking about things just like colds and things, and influenzas, as well as the more horrific stuff out there. Please just be smart, be appropriate for your situation. There is danger, so be appropriate with the things that you do. Thumbs up. Get vaxxed no matter what. Get boosted. It's just smart. Thumbs up. No need to toss your body onto the end-of-life corpse pile any faster than you have to. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side. Now I'm choking on my own saliva. That's not a very good thing, but everything else is a very good thing.